blue. Uh, let's start talking about the these spending authorizations bills that went through the House and the Senate. And I'm going to tell you right out, I don't like them. I don't like them at all. First off, I do not want to see another dime go to the damn Ukraine. They're corrupt. Missing money has already turned up missing. Uh, the, they're a fiefdom. Before all this, people don't remember what the hell they were. I mean, these were purveyor. They're oligarchs were purveyors of pornography and snuff films and stuff like that. They they and the Czech Republic rivaled each other for this kind of crap. So the to say that they're a democracy or a republic or anything, far from it. I mean, the they have a group within their military that's Nazis that Waffen they're um, what the if they're what's it called Waffen something, but anyways, we've had people leave our country to join their ranks. So they're that part of their military is part mercenary, like kind of like the French Foreign Legion, uh, or Wagner Group. They have foreigners within their ranks, and a lot of them are our people who have a bent sort of theology. The you know this little shit that's the president over there, the Umpa Lumpa in fatigues. He's not going out and carrying a rifle. He's putting on a show, dressed up. He's a con man to get more money, and we gotta stop giving them money. Excuse me. We gotta stop giving them money. Uh, the well's gotta dry up because there is no plan for victory here. There's none. It's just like giving it to them, giving them the money. And who the hell was Hunter involved with? Ukraine. Now, what we need to do is if we're gonna complain about that this is gonna move forward to Putin coming after NATO countries, the smart move would be to bolster NATO. Would be to give weapons to NATO, to stockpile them up, make it look like a fortress that no way Putin would ever want to screw with them. You arm them to the teeth, and that way you stop that. You arm them to the teeth, but you make sure they pay for it. But yeah, that would be the smart thing. But nobody thinks of the smart thing. Like taking care of our border. Nobody thought of doing anything about that. Granted, from everything I've been reading, mostly all the money would go to people who are doing administrative stuff instead of actually doing enforcement along the border. So I can understand why we didn't do anything down there. Just it pisses me off. I see. I lived in a town that was like a border town, but it was in Pennsylvania, and it had been that way since the '90s. And I'm starting to see the trend here in South Carolina where people are showing up that yeah, it's getting to be a lot of them. It's getting to be a lot of them, and you know um, the sorry, you know, seeing this and the they're not spending the money, where they should. Here you got all these different uh, cutouts for, and it's just entirely too damn much money to be spending. And then we have this, and then we have Israel. We got Israel, and Israel. I'm all for helping out Israel, but it's not our fight. We have to kind of balance it out where we have their back, but we're not gonna necessarily go boots on the ground on it. Although, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing us use the Air Force and take out the Iranians' navy and maybe some of their oil fields. But I'm sorry about my speech. I was in the hospital this past week, and I thought, hey, I'm going to make a video, and I'm talking like I'm talking like Biden, or I'm talking, or it could be that I went to this new restaurant from New Guinea. This restaurant from New Guinea, and I think I ate Joe's uncle. So that could be part of it too. But my timing is off. But I'm not exactly on my top of my game. Let's look at colleges. Jeez, on Christmas, these colleges, they're absolutely awful with their protests and the screaming "Death to America," death to Jews. It's like these kids should be old enough to know about 9/11 and about Arab terrorism. Terrorism has been going on almost my whole life. There were bombings and hijackings when I was a kid. When I was a teenager, the Iranians took 54 hostages for 444 days. I remember that because every day in class at Central Catholic, we prayed for those hostages. So it's like, yeah, every day. And then Ronald Reagan comes in, and boom, they left him go real quick. They left him real quick. They knew Reagan was nobody to mess around with. Not like peanut balls. Yeah, peanut balls had no fortitude whatsoever. So, but yeah, all these different things that happen, and people forget about it. I mean, the Beirut barracks bombing, and you got The Achille Lauro, um, the, that hijacking, that was a cruise ship. Then you had the El Al. Um, it wasn't an El Al. It was another airline, but that was hijacked. Then you had Pan Am Flight 300, which was brought down by a bomb in Lockerbie, Scotland. You know, could go on and on and on and on. The first attack on the World Trade Center. You know, and you know, the Battle of Mogadishu. Gary Gordon and Randall Chagard's bodies drug around in the in the dirt. You know, never forget that. You got 9/11, Benghazi. Don't get me started about Benghazi. And the Abbey Gate, with a suicide bomber there. So, how are you take a look at these Arab terrorists. Hamas has used the entire relief organization from the UN to turn things into weapons of war. They get trenching machines that are used to dig for like phone lines and electrical lines and stuff like that. These trenching machines, they used them to dig tunnels, networks of tunnels, and it was paid for at primarily our expense because we pay most of the darn UN's budget. Then you have the UNRWA, which is the United Nations Refugee Assistance. They had Hezbollah infiltrated it and used that for a cover for attacks. The people from UNRWA that were involved in the October 7th attacks. And this has all been proven. But yet we're supposed to send our tax dollars over there to feed the Palestinians through UNRWA. And this is another problem I have with the bill. With the bills, it's bad. It's no doubt about it. It's bad. Excuse me. Yeah, we should not be rendering aid to Hamas or the Palestinians until the evil ones are rooted out. I mean, it's that's simple. That's how they fought wars to win. I mean, nowadays they don't fight wars to win. You decimate the enemy, and yes, there's some sad casualties, but that's how it is. I mean, you look at World War II. You look at other wars. They were brutal, and then they were done. Now it's like you fight a half measure, and then you have to go back and fight again. And it's like Iraq. It's we need to fight a war. If we have to fight a war, we fight it till it's finished, and that's how Israel is fighting it. They want to fight it till it's finished, as opposed to fighting it and then stopping and then having to go back there and fight again. That's not what they want to do, and I don't blame them. But so all this money going to the Ukraine, going to Palestine and all that. Fuck that. Yeah, that's just how I feel. Now, let's talk about how things are with the party, because they're not good. They're not good. And people are tearing things apart and making things worse for the Republican Party. And if they don't stop it, we're going to end up with a Democrat leading our majority. That's what could end up happening. They screwed up a lot. There's been a lot screwed up. And starting with the whole deal about getting rid of Kevin McCarthy. The whole thing with Kevin McCarthy was he had 8 people who he pissed off that didn't like him and wanted things their way, and because they didn't want it, they wanted to get rid of him. And the first one of them is Matt Gaetz. Now Matt Gaetz, he's walking around. He has ethics charges against him. He's walking around like he's got nothing to worry about, because the way things are right now, anybody who challenges him on his ethics issues, well, he can get rid of them. The way things are, the way the rules currently are for Congress. Matt Gaetz had illicit sexual conduct with a underage woman, and he had dick pics. He took dick pics, and he either showed them or sent them to some young women. All right, you gotta take a picture of your dick. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you, and you don't belong in Congress. That's what I think. But yeah, dick pic. You know, he's one of them that was a problem. Another one was Two-Faced Nancy Mace. Two-Faced Nancy Mace wanted to talk about abortion and wanted to talk about other things, gun control. She wanted to talk. She wanted to be a maverick, I guess. But anyways, this was after her darling Nikki got her reelected. Darling Nikki got her reelected, and now she don't have her. She's so now she wants to play like she's a Trumper, and she's going around with the other Trump people. I'll tell you right now, she will turn her back on you faster than you can. She's Two-Faced Nancy Mace is she's going to turn her back on you, and I met her up in Conway, and I have to tell you, there's things about hygiene that just, I'm not the most, but when you run into a woman and she smells like she ate a dog shit and onion sandwich for lunch, that tells you something about her hygiene. So I'll leave it there. But she's definitely one to watch out for. Um, she's got two faces. All right. Well, you got these other ones that were, amongst the eight that caused the problems, and I my cat's scratching on the door. There's there's two of these that really are trouble, and the other ones are just as bad. And now, what are we looking at? We're looking at MTG wants to be a maverick and get and bump off the speaker, and it's like MTG is like a dog chasing a car. She don't know what she's doing. She's just chasing the car because that's what she does. She likes to put on a show. She got a big ego. Uh, you know, there really ain't much difference between her and AOC and those whack jobs. Because when she made sure she put on a whole show during the State of Union with a MAGA hat and all that. And you may be MAGA, but you're goofier than a pet coon. You just you don't think things through. I mean, this whole thing, we can lose control of the speakership because you want to put on a show now. You want to put on a show. I mean, we've had enough dumb shit happen in the House of Representatives this session. I mean, they got God, why can't I remember his name? The guy who lied all the time. Yeah, I always call him John Lovitz. Like, yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah. Wanted to see him. Everybody wanted to see him go. Everybody wanted to see him go. Couldn't get him out of there fast enough. And they got rid of him. And we lost the vote because the position was filled by a Democrat. Then you look at how the Democrats are handling everything, and you got Bob Menendez, who's facing 3 indictments. Well, he wrote out an indictment before, and was found a hung jury in his first. He was indicted before because he was taking gifts from a Dominican businessman and rides to his resort in the Dominican Republic, where he was having illicit intercourse with young girls. And this whole thing, he wrote it out, and he was okay. The hung jury, he's okay. So now he's got 3 counts on this indictment, and he's going to try to hang it on his wife. I have to tell you, I saw his wife. I thought she was tranny. She looked like a linebacker standing next to him. I'll tell you. But Yeah, so he's gonna try to hang it on his wife, hanging on his ugly wife. Uh, yeah, these indictments, him having Egyptian gold and all this other stuff, and and that was not that long after the first indictment. But yet he's still sitting there in that chair in the Senate. He's still sitting there, and he'll sit there until he gets convicted. Just but that lying piece of crap from New York, he we had to get rid of him. We didn't have to get rid of him because now we got a 1 seat majority because people are leaving like crazy because they see badly things are bollocksed up. You know, it's unreal. And then they did it. They did it in a way like an fu on the way out the door, so that there could be no special elections or appointments. So those seats are vacant till they're filled in the November election. And God, I hate how I talked and how I looked on this. Uh, wouldn't blame anybody for not watching it. Yeah. All right. Stay safe and God bless.